Good morning students. During the last two classes, we discussed about the molecular orbital theory. In these two classes, we discussed how different atomic orbitals belonging to same atom and same type are combined linearly to give the new orbitals known as the molecular orbital. We have seen two atomic orbitals are combining to give two molecular orbital, where one molecular orbital is having lower energy and other having higher energy. The lower energy molecular orbital is known as the bonding molecular orbital, and the higher energy molecular orbital is known as the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Also, we discussed how different bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are arranged with increasing order of energy, and how to configure the electrons on different molecular orbitals basing upon the Alpha principle, Horn's rule and Pauli's exclusion principle. Also, we discussed how to predict the magnetic behavior of a particular molecule by knowing the presence of unpaired electron or absence of unpaired electron. If in a molecule there is presence of unpaired electrons, then the molecule are paramagnetic, and if there is absence of unpaired electron, the molecule is diamagnetic. Accordingly, we have seen that the oxygen molecule paramagnetic, nitrogen molecule diamagnetic. Also, we discuss how to find out the bond order. Bond order equal half into Nb minus Na. Nb is the number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital, and A is the number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital. Accordingly, we discussed how to find out the bond order of a particular molecule. We have seen that those molecules where Nb is greater than Na, the molecule is stable, and Nb less than Na, the molecule is unstable. Nb equal to Na, the molecule does not exist. Accordingly, we discuss the molecular orbital energy level diagram of different molecules, and also we predicted the characteristics of different molecules like S2, He2, Li2, Be2, B2, C2, N2, O2 and also F2. Okay. And we have seen basically for N2 and O2, these two are important. The electronic confusion, the order of arrangement of the molecular energy molecular orbitals is 1 up to N2, another for O2 and beyond O2. Up to N2, sigma 1 s, sigma star 1 s, sigma 2 s, sigma star 2 s, then pi 2 ps is equal to pi 2 pi, then sigma 2 pz, then pi star 2 ps equal to pi star 2 pi, then sigma star 2 pz. And for O2 and beyond O2, we have seen sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, then sigma 2pz2, 2pz2. Then after, pi 2 ps is equal to pi 2 pi, then pi star 2 ps, pi star 2 pi, then sigma star 2 pz. Okay. So, accordingly, the N2 and O2 we have arranged the electrons, and also we have drawn the molecular energy level diagram. Okay. And on the basis of molecular orbital theory also we were able to explain the magnetic behavior of the oxygen molecule, which we couldn't explain on the basis of valency bond theory. Okay. Now today we will discuss a new concept of covalent bonding called your hybridization. Okay. Hybridization. Actually, the concept of hybridization came from the molecule methane. Consider the molecule methane. In case of methane, what we observe? Carbon, H, H. So if you draw the Lewis structure, C, H, 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 H. So this is the Lewis draw structure for the methane molecule. Here you see carbon is having 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons in its outermost orbital, and these are forming 4 sigma bonds with 4 hydrogen atoms. Now, if I take carbon 6, I have what? 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1. So 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1. Here you see we have only 2 unpaired electrons, 2px1, 2py1. That means these 2 unpaired or half-filled orbitals can form bond with 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 hydrogen atoms of 1s orbital. That means here, because we have only 2 unpaired electrons in the valency shell, so the carbon is having a covalency of 2. Therefore, covalency of carbon is 2. But actually here in methane here the covalency is what? 4. That means there are 4 unpaired electrons are there in the valency shell. Actually we have 2 here, okay, but when you see the methane molecule, its valency is what? 4. So what happens here? That means the electron from the 2s orbital may be promoted to any one of the 2p orbital. That means if I go for what? Carbon 6, and that means the electron is promoted from 2s to 2p. So how can you promote it? By excitation, by means of supply of energy. So the carbon atom will get what? Excited, and on excitation the carbon got what? 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1 already there, now 2pz1. That means 1 electron from 2s jumps to 2pz by excitation. If by excitation 1 electron from 2s will jump to 2pz, then I can get what? Tetracovalence. Okay. So now, so in this way, we now we'll agree that carbon will have the tetracovalency. So from this C H H H H. But here see, in this carbon we have if I do here carbon 6 1s2 2s1 2p x1 y1 z1 2s 2p. Now I have 4 H atoms, so H H H H. And what do you know? 1s 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 H H H H. So there is a bond, there is a bond, there is a bond, there is a bond. So in this way, 1s orbital of 4 hydrogen atoms can combine with this 4 unpaired orbitals of the carbon to form 4 sigma bonds. Okay, so I will get value CH4. But again, there is another question. When I am taking this CH4, one is what arrow, this is what arrow, S sigma bond, one is what S sigma bond, and the three are what arrow, S, this is your P, this is your S, 2px1 when that one. Now is your 1s of the hydrogens. So sp sigma bond. This is what one? Sp sigma bond, sp sigma bond, sp sigma bond. That means here you see the nature of bonding. The nature of bonding here is sp, 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 but here is what? SS. So out of these 4 bonds, CH bonds, 3 CH bonds are of similar kind, but another one is different, that is your SS. Okay. That means see, if I compare the bond length, of this CH bonds, this 3 CH bond length may be equal, but this one must be different, because here the sigma bond is between S sigma bond is your between PP. So SP, what is your SS? So the nature of SS sigma bond is different from the SP sigma bond. But actually, it is found that all these CH bonds are equal. Okay, so all these CH bonds are equal. So how it can be possible? Because we have the different type of orbitals, S and P are now mixing. So obviously the SP bond length, SP bond length will be different from the SS bond length. But when experimentally we found that all these CH bonds are equal. That means something extra is again there. So after the promotion, now because here you see in CH4 all the CH bonds are of having equal bond length. That means the characteristic of all the sigma bonds are of same. That means all these sigma bonds are not SP, SS sigma bond. There must be something other. Okay. So this CH, all are equal, so that the bond length is same. That means there may be some other process happen here which have given the same kind of orbitals to this bond, and that process is called what? Hybridization. So in hybridization, so what happened? This S and P orbitals, this S and P have mixed with each other to give what? The new kind of orbitals which are having equal energy and equal symmetry. So what happened here? If it's in C6, excited, we get what? 1s2, 2s1, 2p x1, 2p y1, 2p z1. Now these four, 1s and 3p are intermixed with each other to give what? Four new orbitals called what? sp3, 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 sp3. So 1s and 3p orbitals are intermixed with each other because they are having roughly of same energy and belong to same atom. Now they have mixed with each other with a new process called hybridization. As a result, new orbitals are formed called the hybrid orbital. Here 1s and 3p orbitals are mixed or hybridized to give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now because here all these 4 orbitals are now what? Now same. Now when these sp3 hybrid orbitals of the carbon will form bond with the hydrogen, because all are same, hence the bond length will be same, the nature of the bond will be same. Okay, so these are called what? Hybrid orbitals. Process is called what? Hybridization. So hybridization is the process of intermixing of two or more orbitals belonging to same atom having roughly of equal energy to give new orbitals of same energy, equal energy and same symmetry. So here you see S and P are having slight difference in energy, belong to the same atom. Now they are intermixed, okay, to give what? New orbitals sp3, 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 sp3 having what? Same symmetry and equal energy. So the nature are same. Okay, so this is called what? This is called what? Hybridization. These are called what? Hybrid orbitals. So now you can say, if I take now methane, here you see the C, H, 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 H. So this CH is what? sp3s sigma bond. This is also what? sp3s sigma bond. This is also what? sp3s sigma bond. This is also what? sp3s sigma bond. That is what? The nature of all the bonds are now what? Same. sp3s, 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 sp3s. That's why the C has a bond length which is same in all the cases. Okay. So this is what the concept of what? Hybridization. Is that clear? Okay. So the equality in bond length of methane molecule in all the CH bond length are equal because the CH bond is what? Is sp3s sigma bond. So here the carbon atom is undergoing hybridization. The 2s and 2p orbitals of the carbon is intermixed to give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now all are having the same energy. So when they are forming the sigma bond with the hydrogen atoms, all the bonds will remain same. That's why the bond length and the nature remains the same. Okay, is that clear? Now let us come discuss the postulates of this hybridization theory. Okay. So what you can say now, the number of hybrid orbitals are equal to what, number of hybridizing orbitals. The orbital which we are taking for hybridization are called the hybridizing orbital. Here you see the 2s and 3 2p are the hybridizing orbital. Now when they mix, we are getting what? We are getting hybrid orbital. Okay. So sp3, 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 4. So we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are getting what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of hybrid orbital are equal to number of hybridizing orbital. Okay. And one thing, all the hybrid orbitals are having equal energy and same symmetry. Another thing, the hybrid orbitals always will form sigma bond. So they will always undergo for what? Head-on overlapping. They never form pi bond. Okay, and the hybrid orbitals contains the characteristics of both the orbitals present. Here you see, when you go for sp3, it contains s character 25% and p character 75%. Okay, so depending upon the number of orbitals taken, the hybridization can be sp3, can be sp2, can be sp, can be sp3d, can be sp3d2, can be sp3d3, and also can be dsp2. These are the different kind of hybridization process depending upon the type and number of orbitals which we have taken. Okay, and different kind of molecules are undergoing hybridization. The central atom are undergoing hybridization to form different kind of molecules. We can explain the geometry, we can explain the shape, we can explain the bond angle between the different orbitals on the basis of what? The hybridization. Okay. So we can explain the shape and geometry of the methane molecule, we can go for ethylene, we can go for styrene, for ammonia, water. So many kind of molecules we can explain with the help of hybridization. Okay. So let us see this concept of hybridization. So what you can say? So this is about the theory about the hybridization. Okay. So already we discussed hybridization is the process of intermixing of two or more orbitals of nearly equal energy belonging to the same atom to form new orbitals of same energy and same symmetry. The new orbitals formed are known as hybrid orbitals, and the orbitals taken are known as hybridizing orbital. Then what are the conditions and characteristics of hybridization? Orbitals belonging to the same atom and nearly of equal energy take part in the hybridization. Okay. The number of hybrid orbitals are equal to the number of hybridizing orbital. Hybrid orbitals having unpaired electrons forms bond, and the type of bond is always sigma bond. That means hybrid orbitals form sigma bond only, they never form pi bond. Okay. Now the hybrid orbitals contains the characteristic of hybridizing orbitals. So if I have a sp orbital, then it contains the characteristic of s orbital and also p orbital. The hybrid orbitals remain apart from each other, forming a certain bond angle, and accordingly they show a particular geometry, and the molecule is having a particular shape, a definite shape. Okay, and the different type of hybridations are what? sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp3d2, d3, and so on. Okay. Now now we will discuss the hybridations one by one. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about sp hybridization. Okay. So the type of hybridization is what? Depending upon the type and number of orbitals which we are taking. Okay. First of all, sp hybridization. The hybridization which is formed by the intermixing of one s and one p orbital is known as sp hybridization. Okay. So if you take one s orbital okay, plus one p orbital p orbital. Okay. Okay. So one s orbital and one p orbital are intermixing to give what, you know, two sp hybrid orbital. See, this is what, this we see, this one and this is one sp hybrid orbital. Okay. And this is your another sp hybrid orbital, and these two sp hybrid orbitals, okay, are remaining apart from each other, forming a bond angle of what? 180 degree centigrade. 180 degree. Okay. And so because two orbitals, the maximum distance is what? 180. Okay. So one s and one p orbitals are hybridized to each other to form two sp hybrid orbitals, and these two sp hybrid orbitals are remaining apart from each other, forming a maximum bond angle of 180 degree. Okay. And this is what, you know, the linear geometry. Okay. With a linear geometry. Okay. Bond angle what, you know, 180 degree. S character 50% and P character 50%. Now, so the type of hybridations where one s and one p orbitals are intermixed with each other to give two sp hybrid orbitals, forming a bond angle of 180 degree and having a geometry of linear geometry is called what? Sp hybridization. Now this kind of sp hybridization, so now we can apply for the formation of ethyl molecule or acetylene molecule. Okay. See, formation of acetylene C2H2, C2H2. Carbon 6, one S2, 2S2, 2px1, py1. Carbon 6 is ground state. Carbon 6 excited state. 1s2, 2s1, px1, y1. Okay. Now 1SO and 1p, 1SO and 1p. 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, y1, z1. So here 1SO and 1p, 1s orbital and 1p orbitals will hybridize to give what? 2sp hybrid orbitals. Okay. So how you can say 1SO okay plus 1p see 1SO and 1p will undergo hybridization to give 2sp hybrid orbitals. But here we have taken the 3p are there. 1p will undergo hybridization, but the remaining 2py and 2pz will remain as unhybridized half filled orbital. Okay. So here we have what? This is your 1sp, one sp hybrid orbital, 1s and 1p mixed to give what? 2sp. These are 2sp. Again we have to py which are the unhybridized. Okay, sp and sp hybridized. Okay. So 1SO and now we have taken 3p. Out of the 3p, only 1p is hybridizing with the 1SO to give out 2sp These two are 2sp hybrid orbitals, and remaining 2py and 2pz is what is unhybridized half field orbital. Okay. Now, when we have C2, 2 carbon atoms, this is 1 carbon, right? This is 1 carbon sp2 hybridized, and we have another carbon same like this. So, another sp2, see this is 1 carbon sp, this is another carbon sp. So, now the sp what sigma bond formed. Right. Now, we have another sp here. With this sp, one hydrogen atom has 1s. So, 1 sp of 1 carbon and h of 1s of another hydrogen atoms form what? Sigma bond. Now, here again this is your another sp of another carbon. This is again forming one sigma bond with the 1s of 1 hydrogen atom. H 1s sigma bond. So, each carbon is having 2 sp2 hybrid orbitals, out of which 1 from each is forming a sigma bond. The remaining sp hybrid orbitals are forming sigma bond with the 2 hydrogen atoms. Now, we have the 2py here. So, 2py and 2py forming a pi bond. Okay. And 2pz again forming what? Another pi bond. So, in the C2H4 molecule, what we observe? Carbon, sigma bond, sp sigma bond, again CH sigma bond, again we have the 2 pi bonds. Pi bond. So, 1 sigma, 1 pi, and the sigma. Okay. So, total sigma bonds we have what? 1, 2, 3, and pi bonds we have 2. So, this is how the C2H2 molecule. So, for the formation of the C2H2 molecule, first of all, the carbon undergo excitation to give 1s2, 2s1 to px1, y1, z1. Now, 1s and 1p are forming 2 sp hybrid orbitals. The diagrammatic representation, what you see? 1s and 1p out of the 3 forming 2 sp and 2 unhybridized orbitals 2pi, 2pz. Okay. Now, you see 1 sp hybrid also from each carbon which are unpaired is forming a sigma bond, sp sigma bond. Again another one of each carbon forming one sigma bond with one s orbital of the hydrogen atom. Here also same thing. Now the unhybridized orbitals 2p and 2p are forming the pi bonds. Okay, are forming the 2 pi bonds. Okay, so this is your 2py, this is 2py, 2py forming one bond, 2pz, they are forming one bond. So this one, okay, like this is pi bond. Okay, the entire is pi bond. Okay, 2py, okay, 2py and 2pz are forming 2 pi bonds. Okay, so accordingly the C2H2 molecule is formed called acetylene or ethine. So here the bond angle the 180 degree and the shape is what? Linear. Geometry is also what? Linear. Okay, so this is about what will be C2H2 molecule, how the sp hybridization occurs. In the next class we discuss about the another type of hybridization, sp2, sp3 and so on. Okay, thank you.